Morning, children. So we have quite successfully completed the previous chapter in the last class, and now it's time for us to start a new lesson. Okay, and in this lesson, we are going to learn something new, something different. So this is about something that was written by a small girl. Okay. So we know that some people have the habit of writing diaries, isn't it? Diary entries, like all that have happened throughout the day, they will enter in a diary at the end of the day. Okay. So the good things, the bad things, the memories, or what they felt, what they thought, something about the persons whom they met. All these information they will put in this diary page. So there are a lot of people who has this habit of writing diary, and some of these diaries are very world famous also. Means, yes, diaries are quite personal. Obviously, they are personal, but some people have published these diaries also. Published means yes, they publish it as a book. Okay. So there is one particular diary that is world famous. World famous. And that was written by a small girl of hardly 13 years old. Okay, this world famous diary was written by a girl, a 13-year-old girl, and her name is Anneliese Mary Frank. Annelies. Marie Frank. What is the name of the girl? Her name is Anneliese Mary Frank. So she is usually known as Anne Frank, right? Her full name is Anneliese Mary Frank, and she is known mostly as Annie Frank. So, Annie Frank was actually a German Jewish girl. Okay? So, they were basically German and they were Jews. Jew is actually, a group of people. Okay? A different religion kind of a thing. Okay? And it was the Second World War time. Second World War. What do you mean by World War? Yeah, a World War is a war in which the maximum number of countries in the world have participated. The entire world divides into two groups and they fight. So it has happened twice in the history. First World War and the Second World War are what we call them. And the Second World War actually happened from 1939 to 1945. What is that? Second World War. Okay. So the Second World War happened in between 1939 to 1945. Germany was one of the leading powers on one side, and the other side we had England, Japan and all. Okay. So Germany was then ruled by one of the most powerful rulers of all times. His name is Adolf Hitler. His name was Adolf Hitler. Now, one basic problem that Adolf Hitler had was he hated Jews. Okay, the Jewish people, the people who belonged to the community of Jews, he hated the most. And he had made it a policy that the German soldiers should kill as many Jews as possible. Okay, so that also was one of the reasons for this war also. So whatever. Anne Frank belonged to a Jewish family, and her father was actually working in Netherlands, right? It's another country in Europe. Where is that? Netherlands, right? And the people of this region is called the Dutch people, Netherlands. The capital of Netherlands is Amsterdam. It's a very beautiful city. Amsterdam. Amsterdam is the capital of Netherlands, and Anne Frank's father was actually working there in Amsterdam. Okay, so Anne Frank's father was a German. They were Jewish, and he was working in Amsterdam. Netherlands was defeated by Germans. And the German army was actually traveling throughout the Netherlands in search of the Jewish German people. Right? Jewish German people. Why? Yes, they want to kill all the Jewish people on the world. Okay? So Anne Frank had then just celebrated her 13th birthday. Anne Frank was a small girl at that time, and she had just celebrated her 13th birthday, and a diary was gifted to her on her 13th birthday. Okay, somebody gave her a gift, and that gift was a diary. So she felt this diary very close to her. Okay, she felt this diary very close to her, and she named this diary Kitty. So what is Kitty? Kitty is a name that Anne Frank gave to the diary which was gifted to her on her 13th birthday. Right? Then, immediately after that, the German soldiers started searching in Amsterdam for the German Jewish people, and Anne Frank, his family, and her father's friends and all, they had to live in a secret room above her father's office. Okay, so in our houses also we have old houses. For example, if this is a structure of the room, okay, there will be a separation here, isn't it? There will be some space over here. Yeah. So this is called the attic. Okay, it's called the attic. So this is something like a hidden place, a secret room kind of an area. And her office, her father's office, not her office. She was a small girl then, isn't it? Yes. So her father's office actually had such kind of a secret room above his office, and Anne Frank, her family, and some of his friends and their families also. Her father's friends and their families also, they lived in this secret room above her father's office for almost 2 years. How long did they live in that room? They lived in that secret room for almost 2 years. Means hiding from the German soldiers who were roaming around the region in search of German Jewish people to identify them, to catch them, and to kill them. Okay, so they lived themselves in the secret room above her father's office for 2 years. It's quite impossible for them to come out. Because if anybody identified them, then they can be shot dead. Okay? So how long did Anne Frank, her family, her father's friends and their families live in this secret room? For 2 years. Right? So this time, life was quite difficult. There won't be enough food. There's no freedom. These are small kids, so they would like to go out and play. There is no options for that. Life was very difficult during these times, and German soldiers are the biggest trouble. Okay, so they could do nothing but to sit there, live there, help each other as much as possible. There is nothing else that they can do. Eat the food that is available, stay there. No freedom. No freedom. No free space. They cannot shout. They cannot play. Impossible. Anne Frank had this diary which was actually gifted to her on her 13th birthday with her. Okay, so what did she do? Yes, she will. There is a small window there. So whenever they get some time, they will go there, open the window, and look out at the nature. Look out at the nature. And when they look out at the nature, they would like to go out because beyond that room, the world is a free world. Isn't it? It's open, it's free. Inside the room, it's almost like they are inside a jail. Isn't it? Everything is restricted. They cannot move freely, they cannot talk freely, they cannot sing, they cannot dance, they cannot play. Is it possible for you if we shut you inside a room and give you some food for 2 years? So Annie, along with other people, other kids in the group, they may go there, open the window, look out at the nature. I know different seasons are there. So when there is a change in the season, definitely there will be a lot of change in the nature also. Admire them, look at them, enjoy them, have different kinds of thoughts, may have different kinds of feelings also. So all these, her observations, her thoughts, her feelings, everything he shared with Kitty. Who is Kitty? Kitty is the diary that she got as a gift on her 30th birthday, isn't it? Yes. So she wrote all these things, her observations, her thoughts, her feelings, about everything, about her life there, about the people there are there around them, about the room where they are living, about the kinds of things that they know from the world outside, about the nature that they can look out through the window. Everything. She observed everything, she thought about everything, and every single thing she wrote on the pages of his diary. Later, Second World War came to an end. She became free, just like any other people who hated themselves during that time. They became free. Hitler committed suicide because he was sure to be caught. Okay, if he was caught, then he will be killed. So before the enemies could kill him or catch him, he shot himself and died. So World War II came to an end. These people became free and they came out of their hidings. And later, after many years, she even published the diary as a novel. Right? So, the diary that Anne Frank wrote was named as the Diary of a Young Girl. So, what is a book which is actually the diary written by Anne Frank? Yeah, a diary, the Diary of a Young Girl, written by Anne Frank. Okay, and this was actually published after her death. During her, when she was alive, it was still kept as a personal thing. But after her death, these writings, whatever she has written over there, was published as a novel. Right? So in this lesson, actually what we have got is a page, what she has written in a diary. Okay? So this diary was actually written on February 23rd, 1944. February 23, 1944. 1 year before the end of the Second World War. Okay? And that was a Wednesday. So this is the way we start the diary. So nowadays in the diaries they do already mention the year, the date, the day and all, isn't it? Yes. If there is not, if those things are not mentioned, like the year or the day or the date are not mentioned, then we have to mention that, right? So February 23rd, 1944, Wednesday. And she writes as if she is saying these things to Kitty, her friend, isn't it? Yes. So the diary starts as a dear Kitty, my dear friend. It's lovely weather outside and I've quite perked up since yesterday. The weather is amazing outside. The weather is quite amazing. Nearly every morning I go to the attic to blow off the stuffy air in my lungs. So throughout the night we are enclosed inside this room and we are filled with this there's a dirty air of a what? Not having any freedom to move, think at all. It's disgusting. And that disgusting air is filled in my lungs. So every morning I go to the attic, to the window and I just blow it off. Okay, I just go to the window and what? Yes, I empty my lungs with this and I breathe in the fresh air outside. The world outside and inside is that different. It's all lovely, fresh air. It's all lonely, bonded here.